In week 5. On last week we learned about equivalent fraction. Well, this week we learned about estimating fractions and common denominator, or as you want to say, common multiples. So when we talked about finding, we're estimating, we had to estimate using our benchmark numbers, which are 0, 1/2, and 1. For example, if I give you the fraction 3/4, and you draw a number line, and place your benchmark numbers on those number lines, 0, this is about 1/2, and 1. If we look at 3/4, we know 3 is our partial and 4 is our whole, which here this would be 4/4. So when we look at this, when we say 3/4 is closer to 0, 1/2, or 1. I would say it's closer to 1 because 3/4 goes here, approximately here on the number line. Let's go back here. We're talking about our common denominator. We have the fractions of 1/3 and 2/7. We cannot add these fractions or either subtract these fractions without knowing how to find our common denominator. One of the easy ways we can do this is by finding our least common multiple, or some call it LCM. Here I wrote down my two denominators, 3 and 7. If I write down my multiples of 3 and 7, I will go 3, 6, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. I'm going to stop there. Now I'm going to do 7. 7, 14, 21, 28, and is it 35? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 35, that's correct. Let's find the first number they have in common. It is 21. 21 is our first number that we have in common. So this will be our least common multiple, or I would say my least common denominator. So in order to solve this fraction, I will put 21 as my new denominator. So, if I wanted to continue to solve this problem, I will either adding these fractions, I will go 7 times what will give me 21. Look down here. You don't have to think. You already list your multiples out, so you count them out. 1, 2, 3. So, times 3. What you do to the denominator, you do to the numerator. Or, as some people say, what you do to one part, you do to the other. So 7 times 3 gives me 21. 2 times 3 gives me what? 6. Same as here. 3 times what will give me 21. These are some things that you have to remind yourself and ask yourself as you're solving this problem. So if I look at 3, I'm going to count until I get to 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I made a mistake. Let's look. I made a mistake. So 3 times 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times... No. 3 times... I left out 9. 3 times 3. Which should have been 9, 12. So it's okay. Even as you can see, teacher makes mistakes also. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 times 7 gives me 21. So as I do to one part, I must do to the other part. So I'm going to put times 7 up here. 1 times 7 is 7. So if I wanted to add these two together now, our denominators are the same. So the only thing we need to do is add our numerators, which are 7 and 6 gives me 13. And I keep my denominator because they're the same, which is 21. Again, I just taught you how to find your common denominator or your least common multiple and solving using adding and subtraction fraction. As we look over here, if we wanted to find our least common multiple, if you wanted to find your LCM, to find your common denominator, you take, if I take 1/2 and 2/3, I look at my two denominators and I write my multiples out. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'll do the same thing with 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. What is the first number you see they have in common? It is 6. It is 6. So let's look at this one. We have 2/5 and 1/6. Again, we're going to list our multiples of our denominator. Our first denominator is 5. Our second one is 6. So, if we list our multiples, we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. If we list 6, we got 6, 12, 18, 21. 8 times 4 is 24. Excuse me. 24, 30. So the first number they have in common here is 30. So my least common denominator will be 30. Here, 3/5 and 1/2. We have 5 and we have 2 as our denominator. I'm going to do this over here. So with 5, we're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. If I list my 2's, my multiples of 2, that goes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Again, let's take a look at it. Our common denominator is 10. This is your lesson on finding your common denominator and least common multiple, which is going to help you in our next week lesson, which is adding, subtraction, fractions. Again, I hope you like my hairstyle. This is your teacher, Miss Sims. Have a wonderful week. And don't hesitate to email me or call me if you have any questions. Thanks.